Some souls are drawn to the shadows, not out of malice, but because they have already lived too long in the absence of light. My name is Ella Vance, and I was one of those souls. My world was a cage of quiet despair, a small, cluttered apartment where the only light came from the cold glow of a laptop screen. I was tired, searching for something, anything to fill the emptiness inside. And then I found it, an ad, simple and strangely elegant, that promised an escape. The ad read, Companion sought for an isolated manor, discretion, artistic sensibility, and a unique perspective desired, generous compensation, no prior experience necessary. It was a strange invitation, but it felt like a lifeline. I clicked, and without a second thought, sealed my fate. My journey to Blackwood Manor felt like a descent into another world. The taxi drove along a winding, overgrown road. As the trees became denser and older, their branches twisted into strange skeletal shapes. A chilling mist clung to the ground, and as we passed through a small quiet village, I noticed the villagers on the street. They stopped, their faces a mixture of curiosity and a deep, abiding caution as they watched me pass. It was a clear warning, but I ignored it. The taxi dropped me at a pair of towering, ornate iron gates that opened on their own, as if by an unseen force. The driver sped away, leaving me to walk up a long, echoing gravel drive. And there it stood, Blackwood Manor, a beautiful ancient Gothic structure with pointed spires and dark, unblinking windows. A single crow sat on the highest peak, watching me as if it knew the secret I was about to uncover. The massive doors swung open on their own, revealing a grand hall where the air was cold and dust motes danced on the silvers of sunlight. I felt tiny beneath the vaulted ceiling as a figure emerged from the shadows at the far end. There he stood. He was impossibly handsome, dressed in dark, elegant clothing. His eyes were on a resting shade of green-gray, like moss on a forgotten gravestone. He was Lord Alaric Thorn, and he was the master of this dark house. Miss Vance, I'm so glad you answered the call, he said. Lord Thorn, the ad was unusual, Elena replied. So are my needs. Please come in. The sun is tiring, he responded. He gestured to a space bathed in shadow, but he never stepped into the light. Life at the manor was a strange one. I quickly noticed his odd habits. He was never seen during the day. He never ate, and his skin was unnaturally cool. When he was with me in his vast, dusty library, he was an attentive listener, his gaze intense, and his words were both captivating and unsettling. He told me my duties were simple. Your duties are simple, Elela. We talk, we read, we exist together in this solitude. I've found that longevity can be profound lonely, he told her. Longevity, Elera asked. A turn of phrase. I've been a student of history my entire life, Alaric responded. He changed the subject whenever I came too close to the truth. One afternoon, as I was exploring, I found a locked door with an ancient symbol etched into it. A chilling breeze seemed to come from under the door, and a faint ghostly whisper echoed from behind it. Live while you still can. My heart pounded as I recalled. My eyes were drawn to an oil painting on a nearby wall of a woman with red hair and my exact features. The nameplate on the frame read, Anya. Her eyes seemed to follow me. I felt an unexplainable connection and a premonition of dread. That night, my curiosity got the better of me. I was in the library and found a small leather bound journal hidden behind a row of books. It was marked Anya's Journal. As I read the words, my hand shook. The journal states, he is a creature of the night, a beautiful ancient thing of shadow and longing. He offered me an eternity, but at what cost? He speaks of a bond, a love that transcends death, but his eyes hold an endless, bottomless hunger. I am afraid. I looked up, my eyes wide with horror, and there he was. Alaric stood in the doorway. He hadn't made a sound. He was no longer wearing his aristocratic mask. His features were hard, etched with centuries of sorrow. He stood in the moonlight that streamed through the window, unmoving, and I knew the truth. Elera said, Anya, was she? Did you? She was the first to answer the call, and the first to refuse the gift. Alaric responded, You are a vampire? Elera asked. A word, a label for something far older than language. I am a being of hunger and centuries of loneliness, Alaric replied. He moved with inhuman speed, closing the distance between us in a blink. He gently took the journal from my hands. His touch was cool, like marble. I didn't lure you here to hurt you, Elera. I was drawn to your sadness, your quiet despair. I saw a soul that felt as isolated as my own. I wanted a companion, an equal, a woman who would not flee when she saw my true face. Alaric pleaded. He held my gaze, and in his eyes there was a strange sincerity. He was both monstrous and achingly lonely. He took my hand. I want to give you a choice I never had. I can give you everything, immortality, strength, a life without want or sorrow. You can be free of this world's petty miseries, or you can leave, and I'll find another, he said. He brought my hand to his lips, but did not kiss it. His fangs were a glimmer in the moonlight, a promise and a threat. I stood at the door, my bag in my hand. The house was silent. The sun was just starting to rise. I could leave. I could run from this beautiful, dangerous creature and his dark offer, or I could stay. The camera lingered on my face, a silent struggle in my eyes before I made my decision.